Hello everyone. It's been a little while since I posted a video. This is Carolyn with Pretty in Purple Crafts. And I actually just recently got a comment, a few comments actually, from Angie B43, and she had some questions about my first, well, not my first, but one of my mini albums. And so this is my first tutorial video. And I wanted to share how I did some of the things in my Fun in Oakland mini album. She had some questions about this front page with the flaps on it. And so I'm just going to explain that. I'm not actually going to do anything with this. This is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. I just cut it at 4 inches and scored it, or 4 inches by 12 inches. Scored it at 4 inches and at 8 inches, and just layered my papers and my pictures inside it accordingly. So that's a fairly easy piece to do. I believe she's new at scrapbooking. She mentioned that, so she's just looking for new ways to do stuff, so I figured I'd respond to her. She also wanted to know how to make this first one, or this circle flip out page, and this page I actually used my Cricut and my Cricut Design Studio software to make the circles, and I believed I used the Doodle Charms cartridge, used the blackout feature with the circle tag, and just welded 3 of them together because I knew that they would fit on I just made them fit on a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So these circles are probably about 3 1/4 inch wide each, and I made 2 of them and pasted them or glued them back to each other, so one side is green and the other side is orange. So that's how I did that page. And the last question she had was about this last page with this flipped out part, and this is the one that I'm going to do the tutorial on today. I'm actually hopefully going to make just a small mini with some new pictures I have with this design because it's so much fun. But I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So here we go. You need to start out, and you can make the little flip out pieces as long or as short as you want. This particular page has 2 pieces glued together, but I could keep attaching them if I wanted to, but you know, for a mini I felt like this was enough. So if you just want to make a huge album out of it, you can attach 5 or 6 of them. If not, you don't have to. I'm just going to make 2 of them today. So you start out with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. This is some scrap paper I had, and I'm using my Fiskars ruler guide thing here, and I'm gonna make 3 score lines. The first one I'm gonna score right down the middle at 6 inches. On the other side, I'm going to flip it around so that I'm going to end up making 4 squares on my page and score it down the middle again at 6 inches. And then, since my paper won't fit sideways in my paper trimmer, I'm going to use my 18-inch ruler here that came with my cutting mat and score diagonally. I actually need to flip my page over and make my score go the other direction. And score diagonally on just one way. And this score is very important. It needs to be as precise as possible. And there we go. And then you want to burnish, crease and burnish all these folds. The more that it's burnished and folded, the easier it'll flip when you start opening it and using it. Alright. So pretty much done here. Now, these folds, this is the tricky part. The mountain folds on the two squares that are opposite each other, you want to fold them in towards each other so that they touch at the corners, and then press it down until you have a 6x6 square. And so when you open it, it should look like this, kind of. There you go. And I've already made one before this, so now I have two. And I'm going to show you how to glue these together so that you can just continue making them, or connecting them and making your album as large as you like. So on one square, one of your squares that doesn't have a crease through the middle, you're going to need some type of adhesive. I'm a huge fan of Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. Let's see, a little clogged up there. You get a pin and get that out of there. Probably should have did that before. Alright, so does not want to participate. Cooperate. I'll get a new one. There we go. Spread some on the inside. And on the page that you glued on, if the mountain folds on the inside are pointing in, on your next page, you want your mountain folds to be facing the opposite direction. And you want two of these squares that don't have a crease in them to meet. And so I'm going to lay this right on top. So now it looks like I have two diamonds, I guess, right on top of each other that are corner to corner. Can you see that? And when you close them, you have two squares on top of each other. And once you really start playing with the creases, they'll kind of fold into each other and there will be no effort for you to do anything. And so it should look something like that, and it's the same on both sides. And what you do next is embellish as you want. I'm probably not going to use this paper, this neon green. I have nothing to use it with. But that's the basic tutorial. I have learned actually too while I was making this that I made a few, messed up a few different papers trying to get the size I needed for a 6x6 album. These squares actually are 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches. When it's folded, it ends up being 4 1/4. So it fit diagonally on a 6x6 mini album page. So the rule of thumb is when you're making these, figure out what size square you want it to be when it's closed on whatever you're using it for. So if you say you wanted a 5-inch square, double that to be 10, and that's what size you want your big piece of paper to be, so that when you fold it down, you'll have the correct size. I learned that the hard way. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. If anyone has any questions, you can just leave me a comment and let me know, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks, bye.